Adapt and evolve. Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Dyadrine Synthesis Amalgam, the machine that enters with the number of counters based on the amount of mana you spend, which means that even if it has a command tax, that goes right into more +1/+1 counters on this card. Then, whenever you attack, and you don't have to attack with this, you can choose to remove counters from 2 creatures in order to make a robot and draw a card. This lets you go wide, get big, and play nicely with all of the other +1/+1 counter synergy card, many of which are actually in the most recent set. Things like Mikey and Leo the Ooze Mutagen Man, and of course the classics, things like Kutzil, Arwen, Rishkar, and all the other great cards that are good with more +1/+1 counters. Dyadrine was part of the +1/+1 counter theme from Edge of Eternities, which means it specifically goes great with cards like Ouroboros, which can win the game on their own. And if you feel like the number of counters here is not enough, don't worry. With Hardened Scales effects in the deck, we're able to turn those counters into more counters and make it so whenever you get a counter, you get more counters. And by getting more counters, you get discounts on your spells. And then you can double those counters and draw cards and do all the things that you'd want to do in any aggressive deck. So let's take a Dyadrine into the queue and get big. Elspeth, Storm Slayer, doubles up all of your tokens and can slay your high mana value creatures. Which actually means that Dyadrine and Voracious Hydra and all the other X-cost spells are pretty safe from it. I think I can keep this, but Okanekahau probably won't get to attack if Elspeth gets to do what she wants to do. Now, I've seen Elspeth as a bunnies deck a couple times, heir apparent, since it doubles up your, your bunnies. But sometimes it's also just mono-white counters, or mono-white, not counters, so it does put counters and give evasion, but mono-white tokens. All right, we got 3 things out on turn 1. All girl could ask for. X equals 0 for Dyadrine. If they kill it, or exile it, I get to bank its counters on Ozolith, so that's not terrible. But it does mean I won't have 3 mana and then playing a 4th for Okanekahau. Ooh. Guess I'll go for a slightly smaller than usual Hydra. Against them, yeah, I want this. And there's nothing to fight. So I'll double its counters, then give it these 2. Yes, please. Now I got a 4/5. That's not bad. They're able to play that for 4 mana, so yeah, they'd be able to destroy... No, right, you have Ward! Ward. I forgot Ward existed. Blissful world of no Ward. Well, you want to hurt my Hydra? No. He's just a sweet little guy. No, they're going to take out either Mox Amber or Ozolith. Yeah, I think Ozolith is a good choice if you're playing Elspeth. We could go for the invasion in case they have a board wipe. Okanekahau. Swinging for 4. Next turn, potentially able to double spell. I love having power greater than my base power. We've been hit by some removal. They got removal here. They can spit out blockers, but blockers aren't that good against big tramplers. Caretaker's Talent. That's another token card. So, oh, and a Johnny for only 2 mana. Oh, that's pretty nice. Yeah, both of those got the discount. So they're going to get to draw cards, and eventually they can copy things and buff up all their tokens. Nice. For them, not for me. I'm going to check out what they got here. Raise the Alarm, Adeline, and Overlord. All very good cards. I'm going to tax Overlord. X equals 0. What do I want? I Ganjo something. No. Bring it out. Okaneka How I can throw at Invasion of Gobahan, and this will kill a Johnny. I have kind of the choice here of, like, which do I really want to get rid of? My choice? That guy. And I will take out some of these counters. I have too many. Thank you, Okaneka How, for making big Dyadrine. And Dyadrine, thank you for making a robot and drawing me cards. They didn't have a board wipe or anything in hand, which is what I was, like, a little worried about. Because I've actually seen Elspeth control decks. But based on, like, them playing the Caretaker's talent, it tells me it's not as much of a control deck. They want tokens. They want to double them up. Beep boop. A Dyadrine in the little lore blurb it got was essentially just like a robot gone organically rogue, where it just kept taking on new matter and splitting it apart. It's like, I've become my own species, which is cool to have, like, a robot in green. Also, it's cool looking. All right, I can obliterate Elspeth. They can bring out 4 more. Geez, 4 more counters. Okay. Abandoned Air Temple versus 1 billion bills. And a Ganjo. Oh, I know what I want. You guys both have trample? Wait, is this just going to be lethal? Yeah, I think I can either double or use Abandoned Air Temple, but I think it's better to just use Bill, double the counters, swing in with Okaneka How. These get doubled again. That's like 60 damage coming at them. GG. Qatara, Waterbending Master. Amy, not having any counterspell protection in this hand. I do have 3 lands. I have things that grow. But something Qatara does isn't just play counterspell. She also tends to play a lot of bounce spells, which can be pretty rough for +1/+1 counters that are looking to grow their creatures over time. It's marginally better than the first hand, though it doesn't quite have the lands I'd want. I was really hoping for like a 1-drop piece of ramp to get myself started against them. I'm going to bring this in. Not paying the 3 life. Want to make sure I have white mana. I wouldn't mind just going for like a little Dyadrine here, but I'm going to go for instead Dusk Legion Duelist. It has Vigilance, so I might be able to attack and block while they build up experience. Get a land, get a Rishkar, draw a card off the Duelist, and now the Duelist will be able to tap for green mana. Oh. Okay, I'll swing, and I guess I'll play Avacyn's Pilgrim. Anytime I'm able to stick things to the board, that's a good thing. Qatara's swinging in? Are you sure? You have no experience. She's like, yeah, I don't think so. No, I don't think so either, ma'am. I do have the Ooze. I have Ouroboros. I think it'll just get countered. You know, make them have it. It does get countered. They get an experience. I'll swing in with the Dusk Legion Duelist. And I could play the Cub, I could play Dyadrine, but I think I'm just going to hold Virtue of Loyalty because I can do it on their turn. They don't get experience on their turn, only mine. Oh, the Ledger Shredder, spell number 1. If they cast a second one, they'll connive. Hey, Qatara, you want to draw one and discard one? Nope. Good. Play a Knight. It's a good night. It's a good day, too. I'll try to play... Ooh. Scythecat Cub. The Ooze. I'd choose that Ooze. Eat that thing up. Yum, yum, yum. You like the Ledger Shredder art? It's cute. And I'd like to draw a card. Nice. Come on, lands. Yeah, lands. Let's go. Sure, I'll go for her. She'd already drawn me for this turn, but like, I'm going in. I thought about putting it on the knight so it would tap for mana. But this gives me a safer attack in, since very often they will have things that give +1/+1. And now I choose to Scooze. 3 different 2/2 creatures, all able to just block Qatara, and if one of them dies, one of them dies. Also, what's fun now is if any of my creatures with counters on them die, the Ooze is kind of like the Ozolith. It's like the Oozolith. It'll give me mutagen equal to the number of counters that had left play. You like the Scavenging Ooze art? Yeah! Scavenging Ooze, I think, was a card originally printed into a Commander precon that has just become a staple for me in so many different places. Alright, Qatara's swinging in. Hi, Valadaz. How many protective spells do I think they have? Because I'm triple blocking that. All Qataras must die. And like, if I lose one of these, it stinks to lose a Scythecat Club. But if it kills a Qatara, I'm into it. Was it an M10? Oh, I think the first copy I got of it was from a precon. Here, I can look it up. Link. Scavenging Ooze. Printings. Oh, there's a lot of printings. It's in Foundations? Scavenging Ooze is in Standard? I shouldn't be surprised. No, its first printing, it looks like, was Commander 16? Or 11? I'm trying to remember what the symbols are. Nice, the original ones. There's so many printings of it. Yes, CMD. Wow, that's cool. No land. I will try to lead with this. Not planning on moving any counters around. But I am trying to use up some mana. A confounding riddle! Ah, well, riddle me this. Who has a creature in their graveyard they can exile to put a +1/+1 counter onto their Scavenging Ooze to turn 1 mana into 1 mana? It's me. I will pay 1, 2, 3, 4. I want my Luminarch Aspirant to land. Again, drawing cards off that Duelist. Ooh, Hardened Bonds. This is more card advantage. Dyadrine's like, I'm card advantage too. Yes, you are, sweetie. Yes, you are. Next turn, they'll have access to some potential mass bounce spells. Which, yuck, gross, ew, hate it. This is me just turning mana into mana. Here goes your Shredder. Yeah, I feel like it's strange that I managed to resolve this many spells against a Qatara. Maybe it's because it's so early in the morning on... What am I recording this on? A Thursday? The Commander precons are 16 years old. I mean, that's what got me to start playing Commander. My first ever Commander deck was the Kalia precon. Is Leisure Shredder related to Shredder from TMNT? Let's pretend. Oh, let's win the game. That works too. GG. Muldrotha, the Grave Tide. There's a reason why we're running some graveyard hate in this deck. It's because there's some great graveyard commanders, like Muldrotha. This hand looks okay to me. I'm not able to play Esper Sentinel on turn 1, but I can exile things from their hand. I might be able to do some fancy stacksy taxes. Oh, hey, Micaeus. You're a good card. I'll keep you. And I can turn their graveyard into ooze. With my Oozolith. I don't have a way to kill the Llanowar Elves, so I'll play Micaeus. He'll grow every turn. The Terminus of Returnamus. It's a good mana rock. I wish I had one in paper, but I don't. How did I get this Elish Norn avatar? Probably during Phyrexia, all will be one, if I were to guess. Ooh, Baleful Strix. That's a good thing to have and play repeatedly. Do I feel like playing the Dyadrine this turn or choosing to ooze? Earlier I get the ooze out, more I can hit. Yep, nice. Or is this a... No, this is Atraxa. Yeah, this is Atraxa. So that would be... Phyrexia OB1, or was it March of the Machines that had the 7 mana Atraxa? Oh, that's a nice Hobbit. Oh, do you pay the 1? It was from Phyrexia LB1. Okay, that's cool. Take out that land so they can't replay it from the graveyard, even though they have another fetch right there. Yeah, I totally remember all of the sets that we've had. There's been so many, I don't remember any of them. Invasion of Golbacan. I can see what's over here. Okay, Sowing Micah Spawn and Eternal Witness. Ewit, with me having Graveyard Hate, little less important. Sowing Micah Spawn is ramp and sometimes even land destruction, so I'll hit that. Dyadrine for X equals 0. I wouldn't be drawing off Dyadrine this turn. Oh, they put a land in the graveyard. Get him! Yeah, then there was Aftermath. Yeah, the first ever of the mini sets, and none of them were well liked. So many fetches. Is it time for Muldrotha? They've already played a land this turn. Nope. Sowing Micah Spawn still kicked. They're taking out my Lush Portico. We'll see what land they get. Yeah, they just have 8 mana. Good old ramp. Turn 1 elf. Turn 2 mana rocks. More elf. Okay, Hobbit. Yeah, homelands. What a set. Oh, they got Phyrexian Tower, so they can munch things up if I try to exile them. Nice. Thanks, I got ooze. I'd be able to Witch Enchanter this Strix. And munch it from the graveyard. Let me just ka-chunk these. Witch Enchanter. This one. Right order. I could have put a counter onto the Witch Enchanter. I forgot. Swing this over here. Not going to remove any counters. Aftermath Draft. Wasn't Aftermath Draft when you, like, just played with those in March of the Machine boosters? Green Sun Zenith. Is this Ice Till? I want to say it's going to be Ice Till Explorer. Because, oh, what a card. Yep, Ice Till Explorer indeed. I can't take out both of those from the graveyard. And I want to focus on non-land things anyway. Yeah, things like that Psychic Frog. I see you. Puppy! Hello, little Bobby Bo. Gonna use some ooze to give Micaeus a bit more strength. Beef these up. I'm also gonna get an extra counter on the Esper Sentinel. Bigger it is, the better it is. Swing all these at the invasion of Gobakan. Would I like to have a robot? I'd like to draw a card, yeah. Nice. This gives me protection for my board. And it'll untap my stuff, right? Oh, no, not untap, just buff it. They go for the Windswept Heath. We'll see what they mill. It's just a regular old land. It's the non-lands I'm more afraid of, even though Ice Till's going crazy. They could have Spore Frog in their deck. Yeah, for looping. Chunk. Oasis of Renewal. Now, anytime I hit things from their graveyard, there will be a chance that they get a card advantage. Ooh, the Boyd! All right, right here, I'm just going to hit Sowing Micah Spawn. With Ouroboros, and potentially being able to buff it up with a mutagen if I get a land. And otherwise, like, just Micaeus, I'll put a counter on it. I have a very big swing next turn. This can only destroy artifacts, not enchantments. Nice. They got Deceit, Deception. And because somebody will probably ask, yes, you can evoke from the graveyard with Muldrotha. Pretty sure I've done that before, at least. Which Transformer do I think is the best commander? Like for EDH? Probably Starscream, Megatron, or Optimus Prime. Though I have a Prowl deck, but that's just because I like Prowl. No, I don't count Slicer as a Transformers card. so fast. They still get the other ability. Bye, Ouroboros. Yeah, he gets used for CEDH, but like... when I say that's not really a Transformers character, you're just gonna have to take my word for it. Didn't get white, so I don't have that. Because I want to see what I draw. And I don't really want to trigger that. I guess I should play the land after. Swinging with these. Good chance they'll play those again. Sorry, puppy dog. It's just another forest. I have a Soundwave deck. Doesn't mean it's good. We're gonna get a bunch of extra ooze. Puppy grow. Puppy go. It's a good dog. It would be great if they could reprint the Warhammer cards. There are licensing issues. Yeah, I think that, like, overall the Transformers cards are not that strong. They're also, like, just fine. I will eat the deceit. It's going to trigger this, but they were going to trigger it anyway off Muldrotha. Yeah, Games Workshop and licensing issues are a match made in heaven. That's why you haven't seen reprints of them, and you might not ever, because they would require another big expensive deal. But it would be nice to get, like, I don't know, some of the cards reprinted in Universe. Amy's hating on Slicer. Slicer is a Wheeljack recolor that's happened to have a toy being printed or molded at the same time that those Transformers cards came out, which is why he has a card. It is not a character that has had any presence in any show, comic, or book. Which, yep. It's just there. All right, Bobble. They're sent up for big draw. They still haven't played a creature from graveyard, so they could go for this Psychic Frog. I said, nice. Oh, and they gave up. With the Vorinclex and the counters, I guess I just had lethal. This is why Graveyard Hate's so important. Kinnan, Bonder Prodigy, I suppose has been removed from his place at the top of the queue to go mingle with us ding-dongs. Well, I have a dog, and they're gonna have a million mana dorks. Whoa, 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 what do you mean you don't have a turn 1 mana dork? What is this? You're a Kinnan deck, aren't you? Fake Kinnan. Bloom Tender. It's good mana. It'll tap for extra once they have Kinnan out. I only have one green, so I'm trying to pick out what I want to do here. I'm going to go for the wag. Go for the swag. I mean, Kinnan's quite good, for anybody who doesn't know what Kinnan does. He makes things tap for more mana, but he also can put non-human big boys into play, not for free, but for a pretty low cost considering how much extra mana he produces. Can be a lot. All right, I have the incubation druid stuff next turn. I'm gonna see if I can get that henge out maybe, though. I don't have a great henge move for this turn. X equals 1. They have 4 mana up right now. Put a counter onto the druid. This'll get a counter. We chill. I didn't saddle up. No double in here. Just spreading the love. Ooh, monkey. Do you take away my thing that's tapping for 3 or my thing that's growing stuff every turn? Thing that's tapping for 3. Darn. Also, Kinnan is a human, so they can return him to hand if they have 2 mana up, which they currently don't. Four to 6. Basri cats. An indestructible tumblewag. Giddy up. I don't need to protect Basri. Counters on you. Makes this grow. Swing in. Double up. Always Titan Ape the Incubation Druid. Yeah, that's what they say. This actually is an artifact creature, so I'm going to throw out this dog to die. I'm not putting the henge out either, because it gets smashed by this. At least for now. Bark, bark. Please don't send me to my death, bark, bark. Don't worry, sweetie. You live a long life of getting stomped by monkeys. Alright, so Kinnan has enough mana, and more, to activate. Because there's 3 there. 8, 9, 10. I think 10 mana. Ape wants smash henge. No, Mr. Monkey, no. Ten mana indeed. All right, Kinnan, are you activating? By the way, they can do this on my turn. It can be better to do it now, though. Just, like, use your information. Notably, they left up 3 blue. Oh, Neoform. What do you mean, Neoform? Oh, okay. Yeah, bounce spells are really good against my stuff. There's no more monkey, though. No more monkey. This doesn't cast. Just puts into play, so the Hullbreaker Hoarder doesn't bounce anything here. Vorinclex, who gets you lands. Gross. Gross. And you bounce that Tumblewag. Oh, I'm ornery just thinking about it. Dang it. Alright, I'll put a +1/+1 counter onto the Pilgrim to get a +1/+1 counter onto the Scourge. I'm going to play the Great Henge! Greatest henge you've ever seen. Use the henge to replay the Tumblewag. I'm just like, I need removal. I need removal for this. Please. Please, I need removal. If I get Patriarch's Humiliation, that would work. That ain't no Patriarch's Humiliation. Okay, tough. Swing in with the Scourge. Remove some counters from use and use. You're not good blockers anyway. Tough stuff. Tough stuff. So now they have 3 cards that I don't know about in their hand. If any of those are spells, they can go boing, boing, and bounce. Ultra Crab Horror. Slightly stronger than Monkey. It's good. Ooh, am I excited for PAX East? I am. If anybody here is going to PAX East on Thursday, normally the deadest day at the convention, I'll be on stage in the PAX Arena for Stream Stars. I did this last year, too. Strutting my stuff, showing off how awesome I am. You know how it is. Boink. Bossy lives. You attack us all. I didn't expect this much stuff to be alive. You think Kinnan's ability should be sorcery speed? I feel like he should either have one ability or the other. Am I just gonna get, like, Cyclonic Rifted, or are they gonna use Kinnan? Kinnan, I think, was much scarier before the more removal-oriented meta of Brawl. Before we had as many good cheap kill spells. Triggers are triggering. Oh, I like Raga Draga too. I will guard your advance. I'm like trying to think, is this going to be Cyclonic Rift or is it going to be Kinnan? Yeah, I actually rebuilt Raga Draga last week. And he matches super high now. Yeah, it's Rift. Look, you can return something to my hand. It's already going to my hand. Boop. Hey. I'll discard Lush Portico, Innkeeper's Talent, Hardened Scales, and... Basri. Classic. Can we call it that? All right, Kinnan, what else you got? Blue decks run Rift. It's just the way it is. Vorinclex is flipping over, just like Kinnan just puts things into play. And the 2 milled permanents that are coming in are... not very interesting. It's Mana Dorks. Maybe Sanctum Weaver and... yeah, Sanctum Weaver and Sylvan Caryatid. Could have been a whole lot worse. This Hullbreaker Horse still needs to go. And I'm going to continue to try to just dig for removal for it. This can also bounce spells on this deck, though, which is tough for me. Ornery Tumblewag. And a Dusklegion Duelist. It has become Bird. That's tough. Tumblewag. Saying good game. Is it a good game? Is it, Kinnan? Yeah, there's no longer a fence around Hellq. Hellq, I would say, kind of doesn't exist right now. They've adjusted matchmaking in a way that is... bad for everyone. Oh, look, Ward! Yeah, there's been an underworld breach. Good game. Hello. Yeah, they've adjusted matchmaking. Fun. Anti-Flash, the Veteran. Recurs small creatures, and also can put cards into exile for you to cast when she's tapped. Okay, I went from having too many 3-drops to having not really 2 colors of mana, but I think this is fine. I may not end up naming Construct, since I can play this at any time, and instead could go for Druid, Mutant, Snake. No, this is colorless. I don't need it on there. On this Cavern of Souls. One little guy. And a Voice of Victory, preventing me from casting things on their turn. That's cool. I'm gonna name Druid, D-R-U-I-D. And just Druid. Hey, Anti-Flash. Who would win? A 4/5 that's 3 colors, or a 1/1 snake with protection from multicolored? Oh, Ancient Corn. That's good for multicolored cards. I think I'll grow the bill. Play the Basri. Throw my Stone Coil Serpent. And chill. Oh, Fable the Mirror Breaker. Gonna get themselves a Goblini. Yeah, this is any permanent that's 3 mana value 3 or less. So it's kind of like Sun Titan. I feel like Blastin'. Nah. Don't mind me, just chilling with my guys. Yeah, she's mini Sun Titan. Oh, who's getting air bent? Stone Coil Serpent? Okay. So it can be cast for 2, which means it cannot be cast for X. Just a weird function of how that works. I can block the little guys, though. Some clever removal for an X-cost creature. Yeah, airbending's very good against these. And that costs 3, right? Yeah, so they'd be able to recur it. I guess I should draw first.
Now is the time to strike.
Look. Green mana for our future. They're able to bring one of these back. Of them, sure, bring back Fable the Mirror Breaker. I just don't want to see it flipping. Swing for 5. Yeah, cast your Anti-Flash. Bring back a Kiki-Jiki. Ooh, or fill up your graveyard even more. Ice Hill Explorer, such a good miller. Oh yeah, for the people in chat, Hell Queue doesn't really exist right now. They've adjusted matchmaking, so everybody matches up more against everyone, which means shorter queue timers, but it also means more lopsided matches. It's kind of nutty right now. Boop, boop, boop. Foster's still living. Ooh, not a land. Still got some goods here, though. And I have 3 mana up and 1 card in hand. Guess I'll go for the draw first. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a land. Mikey and Leo, what do we got? It's a land. Land. Make it grow. Ooh, or I could Hydra that. Oh, Amy, the Deep Dark Resistance. I can also attack in and try to force them to block. I like that. Everybody get in. I can double all the counters. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was there, like, bracket matchmaking? Kind of. There was kind of bracket matchmaking before. But right now, like, this is a fairly, like, 2 decent decks. I think Anti-Flash suffers from costing a little too much and not really having that much direction. So I would put it, like, a little bit weaker than something like Dyadrine. But, like, no matter what you play, you're going to see your Ajani's, you're going to see Kinnans, you're going to see Riskos. And while that can be okay if it happens sometimes, the more people realize that they can play these stronger decks and match into anyone, the more they're going to play it to try to maximize their win rate. Which is bad for anyone who's just trying to test out a fun deck. Sorry, spikes only. Nadu, Winged Wisdom! And they're going first, which means I need to look to try to find a turn 1 piece of ramp, something I can do. Now, Futsil might be kind of nice, stop them from doing things on my turn. But this just feels altogether too slow. All right, I got some turn 1 plays. They may not be ramp, but a hardened scales into making my creatures grow. I'll take it. And against them, I think the Cavern of Souls will be helpful. The Scavenging Ooze, probably a little less so. All right, Nadu, you keeping? Yeah, I think Raphael should have had some green for fight spells. Admittedly, they're giving more fight spells and fight spells to red. But the turtle wants to fight. Let him fight. I want to fight this Nadu. I actually don't want to fight Nadu. Especially a Nadu that takes like 2 minutes on deciding their opening hand. And they're still thinking about it. Come on, Nadu. All right, there we go. An island. Goodness. No stifles, please, and thank you. We got some scales. We're gonna name Construct. Play an itty bitty Dyadrine. Play an itty bitty Dyadrine. Come on, Nadu! Hustle up! It's 2026. We don't wait. We don't wait for plays. Especially not plays that take days. I got a 3/4. Huh. Open blue mana. That's crazy. You're gonna play your Nadu? I'm just glad they didn't have ramp on turn 1. Hi, Nadu! Nadu, I will destroy you. Or at least attempt to do so. Innkeeper's Talent. I could go for the mascot. I think I know what I want, though. Nadu, Nadu, you get one trigger. Flusterstorm, huh? Great. Nadu doesn't do anything anymore. Nadu's a 3/4. I've humiliated the bird. Don't sacrifice that bird. What are they going to turn it into? Up to 5 mana. Volatile Stormdrake? Ugh. My wonderful cards. Destroy it with District Mascot or Knight of Autumn or this. I will try to use the Knight of Autumn on it. Why, Autumn? Move my commander to the command zone? Sure! Wow, I guess that's the only plan they had. Just wait until they meet my puppy dog. Bark, bark. Risco, Clockmaker. This old man and his war crimes. You know what he's gonna do. Drain your life. Build up a clock and replace his hand. Risco is very annoying because he's just pure value. And he supports kill spells and counter spells quite strongly, especially with his ability to build up some clocks. You blink him, more clocks. You're gonna need me to punch this guy in the face? I would love to get to punch this guy in the face. Let me see if I can get this Dyadrine to land. No force spikes. No washaways. No, it was force spike. I did actually consider going for X equals 0. A Sapphire Medallion to discount their blue stuff. Once again, Dyadrine, or do I want a double spell? I could choose to ooze. I'll take the ooze. It's good ooze. If they play a swamp, they'll be able to get Risco out. And then Risco will give them more blue mana to cast more blue spells. We'll see if they have any bounce spells or anything. I'll take that force spike. Delicious mutagen. Ooh. I can also accelerate their clock, but I don't think I really want to. Do you want one or do you want one? Glorious Evolution Sage. Give it! The reason I was considering just going for a smaller puppy dog is puppy dog can smash artifacts. They have 4 mana and a discount of 1. Stonks. Number go up, number go down, number go up. If I can get Vorinclex out, their clocks will never tick up. Midnight will be approaching and they'll never reach it. Cards in hand. I'm gonna kill my apparition. They're going to make it unable to scream. It is now a toy. No more proliferation, but you can proliferate. They can cast 3 mana spells. Ooh, okay. Puppy dog. Bark, bark. Quite good at smashing artifacts, wouldn't you say? Do you fear my puppy? I'd like to destroy an artifact and enchantment and put counters on all my creatures. I'd like to destroy this artifact, this enchantment, and put counters on all my creatures. Does it get countered? Like, almost assuredly. But what counterspell do they use? That's the real question. Force of negate. Wait, couldn't you have just cast that? Like, not for free? Hey, old man. So what were you saving your mana for? Brain Surge! Free spells dumb. Yes. What did they exile for it? Oh, which spell? This spell. A misty rainforest. Briscoe's swinging in. Is it time for a board wipe? Good chance of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It could also be a mass bounce spell, so I will not block. Misty Rainforest. Crack it open. You think the Dispel is Vicious Mockery? Yeah, that's funny. Mystic Sanctuary, what are you grabbing? Force of Negation? No, stock up. Alright. Whatever, I'll hit it. Either way, I'm gonna hit it. I got ooze. Good old stonks. You disgust me, Risco. Like few others can. They put my dog in witness protection. Really? My dog? You put my dog in witness protection. Ka-chunk. You know what? No. It's midnight. It's midnight and I have a Phyrexian Praetor. Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier. Oh, this is the player I usually see playing Imskir. Nice. They're currently playing Sephiroth, who sacrifices creatures, draws cards, and eventually flips over into the One-Winged Angel, which permanently gives you his Blood Artist buff. I have a turn 1 Delighted Halfling, so that's definitely what I'm gonna do. And this is a very sacrificable Sage. It gives you a bug when it dies. We love a good bug. Spectacle of Destruction. When creatures die, they'll be setting up for card advantage. No, I'm not letting you die. He was like, please, please let me perish. Not today, buddy. Bishop into Hamza. I like Bishop into Hamza. Boop, boop. Ka-chunk. More things I get with +1/+1 counters on them. More discounts. I'll be able to stack up. Now, discounts aren't going to be that useful for Dyadrine. Oh, yeah. Buy Soul Cauldron. Or actually, maybe buy Incubation Druid. Depends on if they have reanimation set up. Yeah, they don't. Dyadrine is based on the amount of mana spent. Cool. Gonna need some more counters here. I'll kill Terror to the tracks, though, because if I can kill that before it attacks in, it's a lot less scary. Yeah. Lots of little guys. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk. I shrank it. Board wipes are always a possibility in Sephiroth, too. Some of them are toughness-based. Think your Meat Hook Massacres and your Toxic Deluges. Next turn, I should have 5 mana, actually, to double counters with Bill. Ooh, because I got a land here. When Dyadrine drew, I got an untapped land. Sir Bill. Bill's great. Scary card. The time for Sephiroth. They got a card off this. I think they're trying to math it out. Whatever it happens to be. What are the $40 cards? Sephiroth? Yeah, we were talking about how, like, Ouroboros is very expensive and Badger Mole Cub is very expensive, and they're both very good cards. Oh, Bristly Bill is. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Bill's pricey. All right, they're reanimating Terror of the Tracks. Nested Shambler, another thing that dies and makes more guys. Not a land? Ooh, not a land. Yeah, many relevant mythics. Oh my god, right, because Bristly Bill's in that deck. Oh, I could go for the Bill double, or... Glorious Evolution! Interesting that there's an Incubation Druid in my graveyard. I forgot. I can do Soul Cauldron things with it. Like everybody tap for 3 mana. They're gonna dismember Bristly Bill. I'd be able to give his doubling ability to somebody else. You're proliferating. Incubation Druid. Oh no, it's like I have the 6 here. I will attack in with the Agent Bishop. Move these counters. I'm looking to draw something more exciting than this. And failed to do so! I'm still gonna play Hamza. I'm committing everything into the board. I'm gonna try to kill them next turn. A weakling, thank you for the 23-month resub. I gotta worry about the mono black artifact removal. Thankfully, not much of it. Plenty of creature removal, though. Oh, hey, Sephiroth! Having trouble with those lands? They're gonna kill their infested sage. Elf become bug. Number go down. Did you get a land? There's a land. Nice swamp. Very yeehaw. Elf becomes snack. Bristly Bill. Put this on a guy. And the only thing that really matters here is getting the Dyadrine attack in. And I'm just trying to math the amount of mana I have here. Yeah, this is going to be a very, 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 very large amount of damage. Anything that doesn't have a counter can also swing in. This doesn't matter very much. Dyadrine's about to be, big. Oh, Kofdal, thank you for the sub! Very big. Remember, each of these taps for 3. So I'll, double. And I'll double. And I'll double. And Dyadrine's got trample. That's a big robot. GG. Nashi Illusion Gadgeteer. I'm going to keep this hand, and I'm probably naming Cat on Cavern of Souls, because I'm in this kind of weird spot where I have 2 cats in my hand, and 1 cat helps stop other counter spells. Do I feel like going for the Scythe Cat Cub this turn? Why not? It's a great card. And against them, I'm going to want to try to build up a board early. Something that's able to break through, well, a 4/4 with Flash, Menace, Ward 2, that also returns a card from their graveyard to their hand in secret. It actually makes a copy of it and gives that copy Flash. Meow wow. Cute Zilla's cute Zill. I got 2 mana up and no more Scythe Cat Cub. Aww. Heartbreaking. Tumblewag! Gets a counter on itself. My throat has been gophered. I do have a little graveyard hate here, but it's better against creatures. Okay. And is that a fetch? It is. So I may want to pressure this. Even though, it's not really what I want. Hey, you know what? Let them ramp. Let them have ramp. Stop them from playing things on my turn in a deck that flashes things out. I'm going for big swag, and I get to draw a card. Tumblewag, hitting for 6. Who knows? Maybe I'll start hinging. Hinging and avenging. They put a Psychic Frog in the graveyard. I did not get a land. I got 4 in Klex. I need another green source if I want to henge. And they get to 6 mana here, so if they would like to, they could actually bring out Nashi, recur the Go for the Throat, and kill one of these. Something kind of fun I want to point out. Go for the Throat cannot kill Dyadrine. Ooh. Ooh, buddy. Did you read Kodama? Or did you read Qtsil? I don't think you read Qtsil. Chad, I don't think they read it. Maybe they vote Awara. Who knows? I don't. I'm gonna try to kill them. Nashi, this is my turn. You can't cast spells during my turn. It says so on the cat that I made uncounterable because I hate you. I have an exemplary cat. Read and weep, nerd. Leovold, Emissary of Trest, will prevent me from drawing additional cards off Dyadrine's ability. Also drawing cards off anything, really, because that's what he does. He also himself draws cards by sitting around and doing a whole lot of nothing. Gross, I hate it. Oh, great. Exploration, they can play 2 lands on their first turn. Behold! Hardened Scales and a Mox Amber. At least I'm doing things on first turn. I can get Scales and a Scales. Hey, Leovold. Have I mentioned recently how much I don't like you? Ooh, Mutagen Man. I can save the Ooze since I have Mutagen Man to try to use it with Kami. I think I'll do that. Also, just getting this to tap for a ton of mana is one of the better things I can do in my deck. 4 mana, 1 Rusco. Yuck. I ain't blocking. Come at me, brah. Come at me. No landfall. Get myself some white mana. With a shock. Yeah, okay. Yep. Look, now it can block. They're just gonna kill it or bounce it. Exile it. Remove it from play. What's it gonna be? 6 mana. I don't like 6 mana. Oh, protection. I'm actually not that worried about you having protection this turn. There are a lot of wheelie, scary things they could do, though. Hopefully, just not soon. I'll play Mutagen Man for X equals 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go just X equals 2. Yep, just X equals 2. So I can still have access to 2 different colors of mana here. But I need to make big mana. Man, oh man, do I love mana. If they go to remove it, I'll tap it for mana here. Okay, Baleful Mastery, but I get to draw a card. I'll tap it for white. I don't get to draw a card, right? Leovold. Ugh, get a load of this guy. I'm feeling Mikaeus or Dyadrine. I think Mikaeus. X equals 5. XXL. I'll make Mikey big. Swing in. I'm being asked, how was my trip? Oh yeah, I don't have anything on the swing. Doesn't matter. Vengeful swing. My trip out of town was pretty good. I filmed something, which you'll see on some Magic-related channel at some point in the future, and I went to a friend's wedding. And now people know whose wedding I went to. It's now public information. Yeah, I was sending a message. The message is, I don't want to play against Rusco and Leovold. At least their hands are almost empty. Until they draw. They have a Dark Deal in their deck. Some people had their suspicions, as they should. The scales effects, these get really nice. We stack them up, we stack them up, we stack them up, we stack them back. Did I go to a Transformers convention? I was telling people that. Oh, right, I don't get to draw, but I still get a robot. It's worth it to me. Am I about to get, like, rifted or something? Yeah, I was at Voxie's wedding. You can see the nice photo of her being carried away by her, her new husband. I'd met her husband a bunch of times before. He's a really nice guy. Yeah, it's Garruk. Or Garruk, as I learned he is actually called. Same pronunciation as the Star Trek character. Ooh, Oracle of the Alpha. That puts Time Twister, among other things, into their deck. My cool stuff! Aw. Yeah, they had already exiled the Kami, so I couldn't use it with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Do any of you have any creatures, any abilities, anything? No? Great. Grateful Apparition. I'm going for damage. I'm gonna play this first, too. Spell Pierce. Okay, I can pay 2. Okay, Veil of Summer. That does gain them a life and shuffle a new hand into their, into there. Ka-chunk. Numbers, 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 numbers. These are identical replacement effects. I wish it didn't ask me to stack them. We swing in. I'm not going to try to make a robot. I just want to hit them in the face. Trample means lethal. They didn't find whatever they were looking for on that big draw. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Dyadrine is a really fun Selesnya +1/+1 counter stack. And as you might expect, it hits pretty hard, it goes pretty fast, and if you manage to go first, you'll be advantaged by just being able to start growing your creatures before your opponent can do anything. This deck is really taking advantage of not just like the new +1/+1 counter cards, but the old ones too. And with this many scales effects that are on creatures now, cards like Hardened Scales aren't even that important anymore. I still run them in this deck because they curve really nicely into Dyadrine, but having an X-cost commander means that you can wait to cast this card, and whenever it makes sense, you play it out, and it gets big. I really like the way this deck turned out, so if you're looking for the deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you want to suggest a commander, especially a new one or one that's got updates from various sets, just let me know in the comments. I do read those. I did see a bunch of people want to see Verminister, so I'm going to try to do that soon. And yes, it'll be Rat Colony, because there's very rarely been a commander that said Rat Colony on it without actually having the word Rat Colony written on it. So look forward to that happening soon. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.